Every artist has a story built on late nights, endless creativity, hard lessons, and an unwavering belief that their sound deserves to be heard. Tonight, Underground Nation welcomes a creator who refuses to be confined to a single role. A producer, an audio engineer, a songwriter, a multimedia creative. Hailing from Portland, Oregon, Finlay Aylward has dedicated his craft to building immersive musical experiences that blur the lines between genres while bringing artist visions to life. From producing records and engineering sessions to writing music and developing creative direction, his passion extends far beyond the studio walls. But behind every polished production is a journey filled with challenges, sacrifices, and moments that tested just how badly that dream was wanted. Tonight, we're pulling back the curtain to explore the mind behind the music. We'll uncover the creative process, the lessons learned, the obstacles overcome, and the vision that's driving the next chapter of an artist determined to make an impact on the independent music scene. So turn up the volume, open your mind, and get ready for another unforgettable conversation. Underground Nation, please welcome Finlay Aylward to the hot seat. And now, here's your host with the ghost, Bounce Ball Boogie.
Ladies and gentlemen, creatures of the underground, artists, producers, engineers, creators, and everybody out there chasing a dream underneath the surface. Welcome back to the Underground Nation podcast, where we shine a spotlight on the minds creating the soundtrack of tomorrow before the mainstream catches on. I'm your host with the ghost of Bounce Ball Boogie. And tonight, we drag another architect of sound into the hot seat. This isn't just another rapper, not just another beat maker, not just another engineer. Tonight's guest is a multimedia creative straight out of Portland, Oregon. A producer, songwriter, audio engineer, and entrepreneur whose fingerprints have touched trap, hip-hop, R&B, orchestral production, and experimental underground music culture. This creator has worked alongside names connected to Burn Money Music, Netspan, and even engineering environments tied to the Oregon Symphony. That's a wild range, from studio sessions to cinematic sound, to shaping the energy behind records that hit emotionally and sonically. This creator represents the new generation of underground architects building entire worlds around sound. So tonight, we're driving into the mind, the process, the sacrifices, the politics, the money, and the madness behind independent music creation. Underground Nation, welcome to the hot seat, Finlay Aylward.
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, Finlay, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Oh, a lot better now that you're here. I appreciate you making time to speak with us today.
Of course, man.
You got a busy schedule, so do we. But hey, we made it work.
Absolutely.
Well, Finlay, for people discovering you for the first time tonight, who is Finlay Aylward beyond the music?
I don't know. I like to let the music speak for itself.
There we go. Well, then what was the first moment in life where music stopped being entertainment and became an obsession?
I think it kind of always was. My dad was a pretty prolific punk drummer in the Portland scene back in the day. In the 90s, when I was a kid, as young as I can remember, he would just bring me to the studio where he was working on his shit, and he would put me behind the boards. And ever since then, I've been obsessed.
Wow, incredible. So you're basically raised around music all your life then?
Yeah, I think absolutely. It put me on a lot of music really young. A good portion of my early taste, my formative taste, was definitely beyond that. But I think he really sparked that inspiration for me.
Incredible. I have a lot of great talented friends over there in Portland. I know Portland has a unique underground culture.
Oh, the scene's incredible. Yeah, it's kind of shocking to me that it hasn't been as tapped into as, like, say, Chicago or Atlanta or in LA. But yeah,
I agree.
It's countless people out here doing incredible things.
How do you feel the city has shaped your sound and mentality?
I think there's really this sort of beautiful sense of like grassroots or like DIY. I think a lot of it early on was punk shows for me, like going to little house shows shindigs, like watching people sort of put shit together themselves and figure it out. Like, there's not a lot of labels to make you take off. It's really just like people doing it for the love of the game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Did you always believe you could build a career in music, or did it feel impossible at first?
You feel like a fucking lunatic for the first year or 3 or 4. But yeah, I would say not even up until 2025 did I feel like I had a clear path. Every time I thought there was something, it sort of got fucked up or perverted in some way. Like the Burn Money Music, where this record we're talking about here today happened, it burned down. It to the ground. I feel like every time there was an opportunity for me up until this year, it just sort of like something went awry.
What do you mean it burned down? As if the company just stopped motion?
No, I mean physically it burned. We had a fire in the space.
Holy shit! I mean, literally, man, what a jinx!
Yeah, for serious.
I'm sorry that happened. Was this a record label that you were a part of or that you owned?
No, I didn't own it. It's Jason of Yellow Trash Can. He is the owner and operator of Burn Money. That's sort of his whole thing, but he...
Nice.
Yeah, we shared a space with a woodworking shop, and they...
Oh, shit.
Their varnish just went up. It was about 100 degrees one day, and it just...
Wow, I hope the guys had insurance. That's wild.
Yeah, ain't it?
You said in 2025, that was the year that you said, all right, we're doing something. What was that project that you're referencing in your mind that you're like, damn, I'm becoming dangerous?
I think there's sort of this... we're just sitting around Burn Money, and we all sort of started floating the idea of doing these like mass collaborative sessions in the city. Just inviting through any artist that wanted to come. We were charging, I think, like $25-$50, and it was just like an all-night session, 3 engineers, rappers, singers. We had country artists coming out, and everyone was like,
wow,
running around like batshit crazy. Someone would play like a guitar line, someone would flip it, make a trap beat, someone would play piano, someone would come rap, someone would come sing, and we were just like all interchanging, but like the energy was really palpable in there. This is one of the records that came out of those sessions.
Wow, incredible. I wish I was there. That sounds like a lot of fun.
It was fucking great.
So when building a beat or record, what matters more first? Emotion, drums, the atmosphere, lyrics?
It depends. I mean, it's super rare I start with lyrics, but I would say really the emotion, whatever you're trying to convey. If it's an angry record, I usually start with drums. If it's something like a little more ethereal, I'll start with a melody, but it's whatever I'm feeling in that moment. I was a drummer for a long time, so typically it is drums. Yeah.
Okay, nice. Was that your first instrument?
Yeah, my dad tried for a long time to get me on guitar, but I do not get to play one, so I just play keys and drums.
There you go. Awesome.
Hello, you. Hello, new. Hello, early. Hello, pump, push. Hello, energy, effort. Hello, movement. Hello, goals and real swole, the best you've ever looked. Hello, PRs and PBs. Goodbye, couch sitting and TV, or tired and groggy, lackluster and foggy. Instead, say hello to a new version of you. And say hello to Make Wellness, to see what you really can do.
Do you think modern artists rely too heavily on aesthetics and not enough on songwriting?
I think it depends. I think the modern, I assume you're talking about more the trap scene or more people coming up off of the internet.
Yes.
I think the music is listened to wrong, honestly. I treat a lot of modern production, specifically in the trap sphere or the rage sphere or anything like that. I think it hits my ear more like punk rock than it does like hip hop. Like, it's not necessarily the most intricate lyrically, but I don't think it's necessarily like music you're thinking to. I think it's more music you're feeling. I think it's a lot of raw emotion there. So I think it's more the production and the actual performance of the song than the writing.
Absolutely. That makes sense. So then, have you ever made something so special you almost didn't release it?
I cannot tell you how many super special records that were really special to me that I've created that didn't come out because of interpersonal beef or because someone didn't like the song, or like there's so many things that could really hold back a record. When you get one out that does feel really special, I think it just makes it that much more special.
Yeah, you're right. So then what would you say is harder, making a hit or staying creatively original?
I probably making a hit. I think if you're really coming at music from like a angle of love, like there's not a ton of money in music. It's at this point a pretty dead industry. So I just come at it because I fucking love it, and I am so compulsive that I will probably never stop making it.
Sure.
Yeah, I think the hardest part is probably taking that like creative originality that everyone has when they make music. Like music is a natural expression of emotion. So if you have emotions, you can make music. But like formulating that to appeal to the masses is like a really kind of mind fuck.
Yes, it is. And for you, you've worked in multiple lanes creatively. What's something people romanticize about the music industry that's actually ugly behind the scenes?
It depends. I think, not to be disparaging in any way, but I think a lot of people get into music because they can't articulate themselves emotionally correctly in life, in like day-to-day life. And I know it's true for me sometimes, and I think it's true for a lot of people. So I don't know. It's an industry where you're dealing with a lot of people whose brains don't necessarily work great or don't necessarily can't articulate how they're feeling. So it's a lot of times where I'm in a room and I can't understand how people are feeling, or like maybe they can't understand how I'm feeling. And I think just the communication in music is probably the hardest or ugliest part.
Yikes. Because I guess that could also be back to people saying one thing and doing something different behind closed doors.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yikes. What you said earlier, saying that the music industry is pretty much a dead scene, that kind of hit me a little bit. Why would you feel it's a dead industry?
I guess I wouldn't say dead. I think it's so fast moving that...
That's true.
The things initially you think will work don't necessarily work. Like for a long time, I was trying to make a job just being like an analog engineer, like actually working behind boards and like recording bands and stuff like that.
Sure.
But in that environment, I don't think I was necessarily taught or given the tools to social media market.
Makes
and
sense.
I think that has become, with the advent of like Instagram or TikTok or whatever,
Sure.
that has become so much the like foundation of a lot of music. And I think that's why some people look at it like, oh, this artist is too tied to their image or whatever. Like that is their marketing. That's how they get paid. You know?
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's how we got into the old social media management thing, because a lot of artists just can't stand social media or say bad things to them, or they're rude, just to trigger them to have a bad day, which I get it. And having management in place could kind of block that so the artist can stay in a creative zone.
100%. I think it's also like, I don't know, it's definitely not the same industry it was like 5-10 years ago. Like, I think major labels are having a really hard time like breaking new artists. I think it's very much like people are coming up off their phones. People are coming up off of like, it's sort of rolled back into the underground. Like I don't think there is another, like for trap specifically, I don't think there is another Drake. I don't think there is another Young Thug right now. And I think that's because people are so DIY, I think The industry is dead. The artistry is not necessarily dead.
There you go. That's a good way to say it. Absolutely. And one of the things that I feel is killing the industry is AI generated music, which everyone has mixed opinions on it. What would you feel is your opinion on AI generated music entering the scene?
I think I'm sort of a wishful thinker. I think I'm definitely anti-AI, to be frank. But I do think at the core of music, people really attach to it on some level because it is an expression of human emotion, and I don't think AI will ever be able to replicate that. Like, I think there are some things that AI will take away. Like, I don't like workout playlists, and I think playlists to study to are probably not going to be a thing much longer, going to be like a human-made thing much longer, but I think sort of like AI is never going to have like that sort of human-to-human impact that music is, that like really affects you.
That's why I get so curious on why big name producers are so into AI. It's almost like as if they know something that we don't, and I'm still trying to figure out what that is.
I don't think it's necessarily that they know something that we don't. I think just the bigger you get, the more clients you're working with, the larger scale of projects that you're working on, you have to move faster. Like, this is a fast and vicious industry. And I think sometimes people prioritize speed over, I guess, quantity over quality.
There you go. That's a good way to put it. I'm going to think about that one.
Every day, creative spirits pour their hearts into their craft, only to feel ignored. No support, no network, no real community. That's why the Boogieverse was created. A place where musicians, podcasters, artists, streamers, entrepreneurs, and creators connect, collaborate, and rise together. Stop chasing success alone. Join the Boogieverse Discord today, where creative spirits build each other up to greatness.
So then from the years you put in, you've worked with several independent artists. What's one mistake you see independent artists repeating over and over again?
I think that's so case by case. I think everyone sort of has blind spots, whether it be like repeatedly working with the wrong people or repeatedly getting stuck in the rut of like doing singles, not focusing on albums, or getting too focused on albums, not pushing out singles. Some people aren't good at marketing. Like, I'm sure I have blind spots I haven't figured out. But yeah, I don't think I could put it into one category, one catch-all.
Sure, absolutely. Being that you said marketing, have you ever looked at another artist that's blowing up and thought, they're only winning because of marketing, not talent.
No, not necessarily. I think a lot of people talk about industry plants all the time and the concept of someone just like blowing up out of nowhere, which is, I don't know. So some people have famous parents or more money than others, but I think even if you give anybody famous parents and a shitload of money, it's still an uphill battle to sort of break into the industry. And, you know, we all start from somewhere.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. So do you believe that some underground artists secretly sabotage themselves because they're afraid of real success?
Yeah, I mean, I think Earl Sweatshirt is a pretty good example of that. Like, he got a really pivotal time in his career. He took 5 years off and came back with one of the most, like, experimental, strange-sounding hip-hop albums that you've ever heard. He canceled his deal with Sony. Like, I don't know. I think people sometimes don't want the level of fame that they're given.
That's also
That's fine. I think fame is also a really vicious thing.
I agree. Absolutely. Speaking of vicious things in the industry, what's one financial mistake you made early on that you wish somebody warned you about?
I think you really have to be thinking like a couple of steps ahead of everything. Like, is this session going to get me into more rooms? Is this session going to get me a placement with an artist I really like? Is this session going to pay me? You know, I think if you're just, because one thing I was doing when I started was like trying everything. That's why I've worked with the symphony. That's why I've worked in actual physical studios. That's why I do digital production. Like, that's why I mix. That's why I master. That's why I songwrite. It's like, I was just trying my hand at everything and seeing what worked and what didn't. And I think there were a good number of times I think I let people sort of undervalue what I can do or what I can bring to the table.
Yeah, I've been there too. But how difficult is it balancing creativity with the business side of music?
Really difficult, very stressful for me. I'm not necessarily a businessman. I do this because I really, really enjoy making music. But I don't know. Over years, it gets more comfortable. Everything gets more comfortable.
Yeah, well, yeah, absolutely. Because you start to learn the different terms and get some experience.
Yeah.
Have you ever turned down opportunities because the money or contracts didn't make sense?
Yeah, we turned one down this morning.
Oh, just this morning?
Yeah, we've for another a couple of Portland-based artists, King Ado and Dr. J, who are two of my most like trusted collaborators. We're booking a tour in July, and some of the offers in terms of venues are kind of ludicrous.
What was the craziest one you've heard so far, if you can remember?
I don't know. I was working with my uncle for a long time, and that sort of put a strain on our whole relationship, and it turned out really bad. And because we were working so closely for so long together, we sort of do not speak anymore. Yeah, I think a lot of close personal relationships, I think everything sort of ebbs and flows, but I don't know. I think a lot of people don't understand how hard you actually have to go or how much fucking time it's going to take to like make music pop, you know?
Right. Yeah, it makes sense. Which kind of leads to the burnout. Have you ever battled burnout or creative depression? And if so, how'd you get through it?
Burnout's such a weird thing because I think my remedy for it is shifting your energy or changing your focus. If you're burnt out on making beats, shift your focus to marketing those beats. If you're burnt out on marketing, shift your focus to finding new collaborators. Or if you don't want to create music right now, learn how to mix. Maybe create loops to people. You know, like there's so many different ways to create album artwork. Like pick up a pen and draw some shit. It's all expression, you know?
Yes, it is. You're right. Absolutely. So, I mean, other than picking up a pen and draw some shit, what would you tell somebody who feels overlooked creatively right now?
You just got to keep going. You got to go so hard that they can't not look at you, you know?
There you go. So hard.
Yeah. Put it in everyone's face.
Which could be daunting for a lot of people. They're like right there on the edge, want to jump at people's faces, but they don't. Yeah, I totally get it. The bullshit.
Yeah.
This summer, it's all about how you show up. Clean, bold, confident. Every angle built to stand out. Two-piece energy made to turn heads. Details that hit front to back. One piece, two piece, up to 5x. Made for real bodies, real confidence. No distractions, no extras. Just the look and how it makes you feel. Only $34.99. Step into your moment. Make a splash. Own the pool.
What's been the biggest lesson going through that bullshit that's taught you so far?
Trust your gut.
Don't overthink it either. I guess.
Yeah. I mean, look at it from every angle, but don't let it hold you in one place. Don't get stuck in the mud. Trust your gut.
There you go, Finlay. Well, final message for every creator, artist, engineer, producer, and dreamer watching tonight. What piece of advice would you give to them if they are stuck and they're trying to push forward and they know they have to make a move and they're just holding back for whatever reason?
Just make the move. I mean, I think the most beautiful thing about being a smaller artist, an artist with a smaller following, is that as much as you might feel like it because of social media, no one's really watching you until you get to a certain point when you actually have fans and you actually have like people counting on you. So fucking do everything. If you want to make a country album, go out and make a country album. If you want to make like a gospel trap record, put that out, like trash it, throw shit at the wall until something sticks. And, you know,
Don't forget to have fun doing it.
Yeah, just have fun, man. End of the day, we're just making music.
Absolutely. Well, Finlay, it's been an incredible conversation. Is there anything that we may have forgot to promote? Shout outs, thank yous? Please take this time to shine.
Yeah, it's been a fucking pleasure, man. I have a record coming out. Should be out end of this month, early next month, called World in My Hands. It's it's me on production and sort of a collaborative showcase of everyone who I really love or admire in this city. We're going on tour in July. We start July 13th, so come out and see us. Yeah, I think that's it for now. It really has been a pleasure. I appreciate your time.
Absolutely. But where would you send everyone to go find you? Where can I find this tour schedule?
Oh yeah, follow me on Instagram at Yolandia Global, YOLANDIA Global. I got all of the links there.
Oh, they're all waiting for you.
Oh yeah.
There you have it, Underground Nation. Make some noise one more time for Finlay Aylward. We're pulling up and stepping into the hot seat tonight. This conversation right here proves the underground is full of visionaries building incredible things underneath the surface long before the mainstream catches up. So make sure you like, follow, and subscribe to Finlay on all social streaming platforms and support the movement. And if you love this conversation tonight, make sure you visit underground-nation.com to discover more incredible artists, producers, engineers, and entrepreneurs and creative minds that are making noise underneath the surface. And if you're a producer that's being overlooked, if you got beats, stories, vision, or movement that the world needs to hear, don't wait and submit your information right now to ugnpodcast@gmail.com for a chance to be featured right here on the Underground Nation podcast. Until next time, I'm your host with the ghost of Bounce Ball Boogie. And remember, the underground never dies. It just gets louder. Thank you, Finlay.
Absolutely.
Give it up one more time for Finlay Aylward. What an incredible conversation. Tonight, we got a chance to look beyond the music and into the mindset, the passion, and the journey of a creator who's dedicated to pushing the culture forward. If you enjoyed what you heard today, don't let the support stop here. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe to Finlay across all social media and streaming platforms. You can keep up with everything happening by following Yolandia Global. Trust me, this is an artist you'll want to keep on your radar. And if you enjoyed this episode, head over to underground-nation.com to discover more incredible artists, producers, entrepreneurs, and creators who are making noise underneath the surface. Now, here's one for all those producers watching. If you're producing records, collaborating with artists, looking to expand your network, or you've got a story that deserves to be heard, we want to hear from you. Submit your information today to ugnpodcast@gmail.com for your opportunity to join us right here on the Underground Nation podcast. You never know who's listening, and one conversation could change everything. The future of music isn't found at the top, it's born underneath the surface. Welcome to Underground Nation.